Morning, guys. How are you? I wanted to do a quick video on something that I have seen going around the internet. I'm not really, never usually too upset with people that are speaking their minds or saying things that, are their opinions or whatever it might be. But when you're speaking from a state of knowing, you better know. And what I mean by that is there's people online saying that we are going into and we are in the 5D. Now 5D dimension. So I'm going to give you a little heads up. I did some meditations because I'm not a know-it-all. What I am is if I don't know something, I research it. But if it's on the spiritual level, I don't research it. I go to my angels or archangels and find out information. And all of us can do this. So I find it very odd that I did my research and found out a complete opposite. So 5D does not exist on planet Earth. So I will go through the stages with you. We are in the third dimension, density, plane. There's different words that is used. The next plane is the astral plane, which is the fourth. You can go into that as a human when you go into meditation state or if you go into a sleep state. It's when you dream, might dream of flying, see your ancestors, may see your angels, blah, blah. Then there's a state, there's the fifth, that everyone's speaking about that's online. And the angels said no. Humans cannot go into the fifth. What it is an energy space. It's an energy space that is so pure that Earth could not even have that energy unless it was dissipated by higher beings. And even if it was on this planet, if it was dissipated, they said it would not be available all the time. It would be something to lift the vibration of the energy. So I'm not going to get off course here because they distinctly said to me that is not happening. That again, they did say with the Amazing Grace movement and there's other spiritualists that have received this information that when they put their energy on planet Earth, celestial energy, love vibration, it will pull the planetarian vibration up, balance the planet back out. However, it's up to us at that point to keep it at that state. Does that make sense? Now, I'm going to go into, because I'm trying to do this quickly, the fifth, sixth, and seventh is where your guardian angels reside in those energy dimensions. Then there's, I said, well, what about archangels? They said they're in the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and 11th. And I'm like, whoa. Now, I didn't ask about prophets or anything else that you guys might be wondering. I just specifically was interested in the angel. Then they said to me, I said, well, is that it? It goes just to the 11th dimension. And they said, no, it's 12, which is really interesting. And I said, well, who's in the 12th? And they said, the God consciousness. And they said, no one, not even the archangels are really allowed in the God consciousness. However, they can extract energy from the God consciousness for other dimensions, if need be. And I'm like, whoa. So when I go into meditation, it's pretty deep. It's very clear. It's very concise. And there's people online that are saying all this stuff, and it's really difficult to listen to, especially when I've been doing this for decades. I'm really good at it. And I know my stuff, and I don't come online and talk about everything that I listen and hear from them because I'm busy. And when I have clients and they're asking me questions about their life. So I'm kind of enthralled in my own personal world and my business. However, the Amazing Grace movement is very important to me to fulfill that. And it's just there's a lot of people online. You just can't believe everything you hear. And really, when it comes down to it, does it really matter? What matters is that we all raise the vibration of Earth. And how we do that is just by really choosing to be happy every day, choosing to live in a protective mode of your children, protective mode of your animals, protective mode of yourself and your family, and being loving and good and a good human being. When you're starting to talk about the matrix, which we all know it exists, when it all comes down to it, you have to think in your mind and say, well, what are we really going to do about that? That's been going on for centuries. You're not going to change that. This is the way the planets run. And it will always run this way even when we're gone. And it might get progressively worse. And yes, if we all stand up and we try to be a better human, that vibration starts to dissipate. However, if you can't change those things, there's no way to change those things unless you turn into a superhero. Again, the Amazing Grace movement is strictly about humans surrendering, all of us good humans surrendering to the divinity and saying, we understand that we cannot do this. We're asking for your help. They want you to ask the same way you ask your guardian angels for things. I ask my guardian angels for things all the time. And I will go into another conversation about that. It's very important that when you ask them for something, that you ask and then you let it go. You don't ask and then worry. You don't ask and then stress. You don't ask and then think about it constantly. You ask and let it go. And that's faith. So if you're a leader, you will be creating a movement of happiness and joy, not a movement that creates people to be angry and, which can cause what happened in Texas. You don't know who you're speaking to online, where they're going to go out and go crazy and do something because they're angry at what's going on in the matrix. There's a calm, easy way to go about communicating your information. And as far as 5D, you're not hurting anyone when you say this, but in essence, I had to come online and tell people what I heard, and someone's going to say, well, how would you say what you heard is better than what someone else said? Because I do my homework, and because I'm a straight shooter, and I really respect and love myself and would never put something out there that is not real. I second and third time check to make sure I heard correctly. So on that note, I hope that those people that are out there that are leaders, by the way, you joined forces when you're a leader. Join forces with people around you that are leaders. That's a real leader. A person who wants to stand there and talk, but not intermingle with other leaders or other spiritualists, then you're not a leader. What you are is someone that's begging for attention, and you want to be noticed. So I will say that if you really want to see change on this planet, you will work with other leaders and spiritualists and people that can really help create a movement of some sort. Like with Amazing Grace, there could be 20 movements on this planet, and leaders can all work together and make it work where people are more in sync and understanding the dynamics of the human being. I will say this, human beings are not as powerful as any divinity. No matter how much they want to say they are not. We are human beings having a human experience. We are powerful beings. However, we're nowhere near like the divinity. So hopefully we will all turn to the divinity, ask him for help. Please check in with the Amazing Grace movement if that's something that you like. And if there's someone else out there that's a leader, share them, maybe bring them, because I love leaders. I want leaders to be part of my business for the past 20, 30 years. I love being around leaders. I am someone that loves to take the back seat. If someone else comes around that's a leader that wants to, bring it to the next level, I don't have any ego when it comes to that. So on that note, I hope I made sense here, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Cheers.